The city is confirmed back in NBA 2K26. This was revealed last week and a lot of people did not like it, including me. Personally, all I want is 3 dedicated park servers where all you can do is hoop. Like the video if you agree, but there's still hope because today we're getting a ton of NBA 2K26 news, including some gameplay and new game mode news. 2K, you got a chance to redeem yourselves today. Do not let us down. We're about to get right into it, but first, if you want NBA 2K26 for free, all you have to do is subscribe with notifications on and comment 1 mil grinding in all caps. My very next video, we're starting the NBA 2K26 giveaways early because this Grok robot just challenged me to hit 1 million subs by the end of NBA 2K26. That is 150k subs in a year, and I'm not losing to no robot, bro. So yeah, we're gonna be giving away at least 30 copies of NBA 2K26 before the game comes out. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. Now let's get into the news.
We have the city. Let's dive in there.
Oh, okay, they're doing that today.
See,
I didn't think they would.
We forget about the city. I see many people in the chat have been asking us to get to this. Hurry up and hurry up. Well, we are going to talk about the city a little bit. And I did want to talk about it first a little bit in general.
Talk about why it's
in
back.
years past, we've heard the feedback about how intimidating the city was.
Yes.
Right? We talked about this before. And 2K25 was a huge step to actioning on that feedback. I personally noticed it right away this past year, and I think much of the community did as well.
I mean, it was smaller.
We want to get you on the court faster. So this year in 2K26, without showing you the city, because we can't do that just yet, how I would describe it is it's even more intimate, it's even more accessible, and you can get wherever you want to go really quickly to further build on that big shift last year. So if you've heard the words the city come up before, and you thought about that really big map with streets and turns everywhere, that is not how the city is now,
basically.
and I think you're going to really like the one in 2K26. But what sneak peeks do we have for the community stacks? Because there's a very cool one here.
Yeah, so first up, it says there's even more ways to flex and show off in the city. Tell us what that means, Evan.
Right. All of you in the community love to flex. When we get into August, something you can expect to hear about are multiple new ways of how we're putting a spotlight on players. And one that we thought we would be cool to talk about today, as an example, that's not too big of a spoiler, is our new mode leaderboards. So these rank players by the most wins in places like the theater and the rec. And the cool thing is, the top player each day is going to have a big 12-foot statue of their MyPLAYER built outside of that mode's building.
What?
So if you are the #1 player that day, whenever somebody walks in, you are going to be looking down on them, kind of intimidating them. So that is just one example. We can't talk about the other new additions here just yet, but you will hear
I don't want to pause yet just in case they release more, but we're going to talk about this.
There is one more very cool thing, though, Stacks, that I have been waiting to talk about.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah. So this one right here, in terms of people that play in the park and stuff like that, this is probably the #1 thing. And I noticed like a theme throughout this thing is a lot of community feedback. But it says right here, the park gets a makeover. Evan, we need to know what's going on with this.
No robots, please.
All right, so we're going to end on one that I think many of you will be really, really happy to hear, because the park is getting a lot of love in 2K26, and we want to call out now that the new designs are focused on more natural and more grounded environments. Because the feedback about what direction many of you want to see the park environments go in, that has been heard. So this year you can expect to see designs like ones that are more similar to courts that maybe you might see in the real world.
Like Rutgers and stuff like that we've been asking for.
You might see courts like these. And one more thing here on visuals is that there are also new lighting improvements and a fixed time of day. And the benefit of that is that it should reduce the amount of harsh shade and harsh sunlight that you may have noticed in the past when you were playing. Both of those things, I am sure, are very welcome news. I keep seeing those brought up. So, Stacks, I hope the community is happy. I'm
just not trying to talk over. We're going to talk about this
chat. That is something that we've been waiting to say for a while, that the scenery in the parks is going to be more natural and more grounded, and the lighting improvements should make the harsh shade and the harsh sunlight a little bit more accessible for you all, less of a bother when you are playing.
Okay, here we go. First of all, leaderboards, major W, not a minor W, major W. We've been asking for leaderboards back since 2K16. Who doesn't want to see who the points leader is, the rebounds, the wins leader? Obviously, that nerd Cash Out is going to have like 1 million wins, so he's probably going to be #1. But hopefully it's like a top 10 or maybe even like a top 100 where you can see everybody if you want to like scroll through it. Getting rewarded for your time played is like a no-life stream, okay? I may be a retired retired no life. I am gonna grind rep this year, by the way. I will be legend, so don't worry about it. But getting rewarded for your time played is what we've been asking for forever. Leaderboards, major W. I'm not gonna lie, that's got me excited by itself. But the thing that got me most excited is what they said about the parks. Not the city. I still think the city just shouldn't be in the game. I understand why it is. You gotta make money with advertising and everything like that. I would personally like the 3-park system like in 2K17 where you just load in and all you can do is hoop. Like you can't go shop, you can't go run around, you can't go flex your go-kart. Literally all you can do is hoop. That gets more games for people. But I do love what they said about the parks, bro. People have been asking for like Rutgers, Venice Beach. Hopefully the parks are something themed like that. He did say it's more realistic. So hopefully they got the rights and the licenses to use one of the most known parks in the world, because that would be dope. Hooping in a real life famous park would be way better than hooping in like a robot factory. And what else did we have this year? I don't even remember, bro. Like it was that bad, it's not even memorable. Another major W with the parks, another thing that was really good is the lighting, bro. I know y'all know this. Whenever there's shadows on the park, ever since like what, 2K21 next gen, they've had shadows for some reason. Like it makes it more realistic. That is a bad realistic change. Nobody wants to see their player's shadow while they're hooping, bro. All it did was distract, and then the lighting would change. And sometimes on 2K21 next gen, if y'all played, half of the court would be dark and half of the court would be light, and it would just mess with your eyes the whole time you played. It was honestly depressing. So W changed to 2K for that. I love that the lighting is going to be static, and they said a fixed time of day. So I'm guessing in the middle of the day, probably like in the afternoon, so it's not too bright and it's not too dark. It'd be perfect, bro. Just keep it there. You don't have to have the rotating times. There's no point for that. Because, bro, like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to like hoop at night on a video game. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't know why the time of day was ever a thing. I'm glad they changed it back. That is a major W change as well. And I can't lie to you, I'm honestly surprised that we got park news this early. I was not expecting that at all, but we're gonna get more on August 25th. So once again, make sure you subscribed with notifications on, bro. You'll be entered in a giveaway and you'll be up to date on all the news, because I'm gonna drop a video every single time.
All right, we're gonna get right into it then. I hope everybody is paying attention, because we are going to start off with a big topic, and one that I know many in the community have shared a lot of thoughts on. It has been a very hot topic this year indeed. So today, what we want to share is that one of the dev team's themes was ensuring a skill-based gameplay experience where you feel more in control and you feel that what you're doing on the sticks, on the controller, is more reflected by what you're seeing on your screen.
This is one of those things that sounds good, but they say stuff like this a lot every year, and sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. So we're just gonna have to see.
I know we can't leave the community here with a broad theme and no details, so there are a couple things that we can say today, so listen closely. Higher difficulties are going to play with green or miss jump shot timing. Now, when we say higher difficulties, that includes most competitive multiplayer modes that many of you all play. So in those modes, you're not going to see early or late releases going in on those difficulties, which I think is a very welcome news.
Okay, that's good, because bro, when you're playing ranked pro-am and someone is using low risk and hitting whites and keeping themselves in the game, it's the most frustrating thing possible. Like, why do I have to green my shots, but he can shoot a white and he can still make it? So far, W little change. Not that big, but W little change.
One more thing here. Layup timing is going to be permanently enabled in multiplayer mode. That means you're not going to be seeing real player percentage layups go over you anymore with someone that's just tapping a button. All the layups need to be timed in those modes. Those of you who are newer to the game, we do want to clarify that you shouldn't think that you aren't going to be able to make a layup anymore, because this is not meant to make it really hard for you to make your open layups, but rather to separate the really good finishers from the weaker ones, and definitely to make sure that there's more skill.
Listen, Evan's being nice because he's a nice guy. I'm not a nice guy. If you're really worried about missing layups, you gotta lock in, bro. Come on, there's a million different things that are harder in this game than timing a wide open layup. You'll be fine, I promise. The green window is huge.
Full gameplay reveal will be the week of July 28th, all right? So keep that in mind. This was just a small sneak peek. The week of July 28th.
Make sure you're sub for that, bro.
Details. Most anticipated, maybe not most anticipated, but highly anticipated. We're going to be talking a little bit about the MyPLAYER builder. All right.
We're getting builder news?
Want to hear about that. And first, we got build with new insights.
Nice little addition that you can now preview the body types that you'll be able to unlock right from inside the builder. Because I've seen many people make a build, they save it, then they go and check the body types. And then if it doesn't have the ones they want, they back out, tweak it a little bit, check again, and repeat. That's kind of time consuming. So you will not have to do that anymore. You will be able to see the body types before you are done with your build.
You get a minor W for that one. It's just like a quality of life change.
Another one that I see here, staying on the topic of the MyPLAYER builder, is fresh playstyles year round. Okay, well, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so of all the feedback this year, it has been consistent that many people in the community love Capbreaker, right?
Yep.
Today, we can confirm that Capbreakers will be back in 2K26, and there
Big
will also
W.
be other new ways to improve your builds and earn those Capbreakers that we're going to talk about. The other thing that I saw a lot of positive feedback on this year was the takeover system, where you have 5 levels that heat up automatically, you don't need to activate it manually, and then a takeover ability at level 5. That system at its core is back, but it is more in depth now. So there are some new mechanics, and the progression is also streamlined. So unlock.
Am I tripping? I did not like how Takeover worked this year. Did y'all like how Takeover worked this year? And it's not even the fact that you had to get 5 bars or whatever to get your full Takeover. It's the fact that you don't start with your Takeover unlocked in your very first game. I hated that, bro. You had to unlock it by playing, what, like 30 games on each different build? Or actually not even each different build, with each different Takeover. So for example, if you put on Deep Range and you just put it on, you wouldn't be able to have Deep Range until you played like 35 games. I hated that because anytime I wanted to test a new Takeover, I had to grind for an entire day. So hopefully they change that and you can just start with your tier 5 takeover, but if not, it is, I guess, a grind that they want to put in the game. It's just not like a meaningful one to me. Y'all let me know what you think. I just realized y'all couldn't see me that whole time. I'm a little mad about it, but my fault. I'm here now.
So MyCAREER is a really important mode to us because so many of you love playing in your NBA careers. Makes sense, right? Who doesn't want to make themselves, put them on an NBA team? It's fun. So this year, the dev team has spent time building out a full prelude story that is called Out of Bounds. Title of it? Now, we're not going to spoil how the story goes, of course, but what we can say is that there are now more consequences to the story games and your choices. So, for example, if you've got a game and your goal is to outshine your opponent, but you fail, your agent might not be able to get you the best opportunities because you didn't pass those objectives. So it makes things more interesting, and personally, every year, I still start with MyCAREER for at least a few hours before I go into
I don't know about y'all, bro, but in games where there's consequences, I be cheating my ass off, bro. Like, if I didn't meet the goals, I'm dashboarding, I'm loading up, and I'm redoing it until I beat the goals, bro. Because no way my player gonna be a bum and not get his bonus. Facts or cap, bro? Let me know in the chat.
Ultimately, you want to get drafted to the NBA, right? I don't think that's a spoiler. I can say that. The draft is also an area of MyCAREER where I've seen brought up a lot in feedback. Because it seems like half the community wants to get drafted, and half want to pick their team so that they can go to the Lakers and play with LeBron and Luka. Or if you're like Stacks, picking the Knicks, of course, playing with Brunson over there. But our dev team has done the best of both worlds in 2K26. So this year, you can be drafted based on your performance and how well you fit each team, or you could also bet on yourself. You can pick a team to do a private workout for and try to convince them to draft you instead. So the decision is up.
Giving us a choice? Listen, I'm not a MYCAREER head anymore. When I was growing up, I loved it. Giving people a choice is the best thing you can do in any game mode ever. Instead of picking a stance on like, no, people want to get drafted, or no, people want to pick their team, they went both ways so you can have fun however you want. That is what they should always do when it comes to decisions like that. Whenever they can, obviously. Sometimes you have to make the tough decisions, but anytime you can give the players a choice, it will always be a W because everybody wins.
And as you play out your franchises, you are going to see all the years of championships hung up there. And the presentation is going to spotlight it to show the hopefully many years of championships you've earned. If you can't win one, you're not going to get one. But hopefully you have many years of championships.
If you can't win a championship in MYCAREER, bro, you're cooked.
In the rafter. So last year, we brought back MYGM, and even pre-launch, when we announced it, during our Q&As, people were asking about an unranked option. So we didn't do that last year, but this year we do have that. And in the unranked version of MYGM, you have a lot more freedom. So you can import custom rosters, draft classes, essentially really fine-tune your settings. So last year, if you thought MyGM looked cool, you were interested, but you got turned off by the lack of customization, we think you're
Danny
really
2K is cheesing right now, man.
Well, Triple Threat Park is back. It has been a very fun first year in 2K25.
My team
And
players.
Look, I know Park is not something many My Team players are used to, but as the year has gone on, I've seen a lot of streams where people are squatting up with some friends, and they're really having fun in the park. And even if you don't play My Team, let's say you're a MyCAREER player, you spend all year running the same 4 or 5 builds, if you jump into Triple Threat Park right now, there are so many My Team cards you can pretty easily get. and you only need one if you're playing co-op, and then it's basically like playing park with NBA players. So I even saw someone last week, they've hit level 40 almost every season in my career, and they posted how they realized that they've also earned a ton of powerful MyTEAM cards at the same time without even knowing it. So because of that, they were kind of able to jump into park right away with some MyTEAM friends. But anyways, that is enough about 2K25. That's just my view on Triple Threat Park, or 2K26, which is what you guys want to know about. When we do get to the full MyTEAM reveal, there's a couple things you can look forward to us talking about. First, there is a new location for the Triple Threat Park. So the rooftop has been awesome, but we do have a different vibe this year to keep things fresh. There are also new ways to play with or against other people in the park. So you can squad up with your +1, play new formats that I'm not going to spoil today, but I will say I have seen them be requested often by the community. So little hint for you there. Lastly, in the park, there have been changes to rewarding with community feedback in mind so that you can earn even more rewards throughout the Triple Threat Park, but we're also going to share more on that in a couple weeks.
I hate that I turned on my camera and then all I did in that whole time was go, yeah. But I don't know how I'm supposed to react for the Triple Threat MyTEAM Park. Like, let's go, or no, it's back. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're not going to be over the top of this video. We're just going to try and learn the info.
One of the biggest points of MyTEAM feedback that we've heard this past year is how King of the Court was only for a few hours on Saturdays. So if you were out of the house, maybe you work on Saturdays, or maybe you're just in a different time zone where those 4 hours were in the middle of the night for you, and you probably couldn't consistently participate, right? We get that. So in 2K26, the dev team has worked on making King of the Court more accessible. Now it is going to take place across the entire weekend to give you more opportunity to play.
Minor W.
But the other thing about King of the Court is a very, very big one. Because in addition to competing for big amounts of VC, the winner across PlayStation 5 and Xbox each weekend is also going to be competing for a cash prize of $10,000. So
I want 10K.
We're going to share more details about all of that, but in short, there will be a cash prize for King of the Court winners in MyTEAM on the weekends. I am very, very excited for this. I hope our competitive community feels similarly. Even now, very often I'll come across like a MyTEAM YouTube channel or social account or something, and they still have like NBA 2K23, 250K qualifier, something like that in their bio. So I am hoping to see some great streams, some great videos on the weekends from the King of the Court this
Two
year.
people are mad happy right now, bro. Ty Debo and Splash.
man.
Everybody else,
Shout
that
out to
10K is not yours,
AT&T.
gang. I'm sorry. Other than that, the MyCAREER storyline giving us a choice is a W. But for me, all the news that we got basically was the parks, the lighting, the leaderboards, the city being smaller, and the MyCAREER storyline choice. Obviously, if you're a MyTEAM player or MyGM player, you got some news too. I personally don't play those modes, so for me, that's what I took from it. If you're a MyTEAM player or MyGM player, let me know if you're excited about anything they said. But anyways, y'all, that is pretty much it. That is all the NBA 2K26 news we know today. I will be dropping short form content telling you everything in one little 1-minute video just in case you want to recap on something. But for now, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all next time they drop news. And as always, keep grinding.